Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we're smoking. What the hell did I just smoke? I smoked Gorilla Snacks. It's a hybrid sativa out of 55 sativa, 45 indica balance. The lineage is Scooby Snacks and Gorilla Glue. THC, 30%. It's good, man. It's tasty. If you haven't had it, have it. Yeah, so this episode's basically a wake and bake episode because I just waked and baked. So you're along for the ride. I got my coffee. I got my high on. My right shoulder feels funky, like it's out of socket, but it's not. I don't know what I did to it, but I did something. I'm getting old. It sucks. Aches and pains. Anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about space. And I don't mean like, all the theories of the things that we could find and like real stuff. I want to talk about whether or not you think that we're the only thing in space and in the universe. Like, I feel like now it's more accepted, I guess, or the idea, the theory that we're not alone is more accepted because there's all kinds of different versions of different life. But my thing is, okay, if we are the way that we are, right, then that means, well, I would think that, in my perspective, that would mean that there is something else out there that is very similar to the way we are, whether they know more or less than what we know, or are capable of different things. I don't know. But the idea that we're the only thing in the fucking universe, man, that's crazy to me. It's also very egotistical to me. But, I like me too. I'm just saying. I don't think that if we exist, there has to be something else. And then if you think about the theories of like different timelines, different dimensions, then there's infinites of infinity. You know what I'm saying though? Like there's all kinds of possibilities and different things and things that we can't. Okay, so we think in a certain way because that's the way that we have sort of learned and evolved and, become what we are today, right? But we only know what we know in the parameters of what we understand. And yes, there's more, there are some people that understand more and there are some people that understand less. And there are some people that are obviously in the middle of the road, like myself, where I just theorize and hypothesize and talk my opinion about shit. But, obviously some people get it, like scientists, they probably know a little bit more than what maybe the layman knows, or myself. I don't know as much as a scientist knows, but we know it within the parameters of what we know, right? So there could be other life that is built on different parameters, different elements, different molecules, things like that. I know this isn't very intelligent, but I told you at the beginning it wasn't going to be. Okay? So just come along for the ride, for the theory, for the hypothetication of the situation. Just say it. Follow along here. It's a wake-up-bake episode. Chill out. But yeah, so we only know and understand what we understand from our own perspective and our own database, right? So I don't know if you've ever heard this, like, there was a discussion or an interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I'm going to fuck this up, so look it up. But it's the idea, somebody asked him, because he's so smart, what keeps him awake at night? right? And this is years old, this interview, but I'm just saying it really opened up my eyes to the possibility of also losing information over the course of time rather than just gaining and stockpiling it. So he's saying that, space is expanding at whatever speed it's expanding. But what that essentially means is that as we progress, there's a certain amount of time where it becomes like a blank spot or missed information, or information gets tossed away because you can never catch up to the time that's expanding. So you can never fully know what people before you knew. Does that make sense? I think that was sort of the gist of his thing. So time is always getting away from you, and there's always pockets of information that can never be attained by, the next evolution of man or creature or whatever the situation may be. And the thought of that is fucked up. It'd be like, okay, you're running a baton race, right? Where you have to pass the baton, but you're just out of reach of the next runner, always. So you can never get to where you think you should be or where you want to be because you can't quite reach it. It's always, he's running just a little bit faster than you can catch up. Like, that seems like what he was explaining was like the expanse of space and time. It's always moving and expanding at a quicker rate than you can catch up to it. So there's got to be a certain level. This is my opinion now. This is what he was saying, but this is what my opinion is. There's got to be a certain level where certain informational gaps begin to happen because that information just ends up getting lost because it can never, you can never catch up to it, right? That'd be fucking crazy. Like, is that not nuts? That seems really crazy to me, man. That that we could miss out on certain things or not understand certain things or not find a different perspective. Like, maybe the idea that, or maybe like a dimension, maybe we could understand different dimensions had time not been as fast as it is and expanding it as quickly as it is. Because there's the potential that somebody did figure out how to see and understand a different dimension, but it got lost in the expanse of time. Dude. Good morning. I know it's the afternoon when you listen to this, but good morning. It's crazy to think that, like, we go through our lives and we think that we know, all the shit. We think that we know how everything is, how it all plays out, and how to handle everything, but we don't know a fucking thing, man. We don't know anything. Okay? We know like a speck of shit. We know, okay, if you could put it in the perspective of cleaning, we know that we clean the carpet. Out of the whole house, we cleaned the carpet for sure. I don't know about the other stuff yet. We may or may not have done it. I'm pretty sure I did it. I went through it, but I don't know that I actually did it. You know what I'm saying? Okay? But I definitely cleaned that motherfucking carpet. Yeah. So, so that's what I'm saying. So, like, if the expanse of time happens like that and you can lose little pockets of information and whatnot, and that's, I'm assuming, possible. I don't fucking know. I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm a dude in a garage talking some bullshit about things I think. So, and getting high while I do it. So, if that's the case, that time expands rapidly, there could be pockets of missing information. How could you possibly believe that there's no possible way other life could exist? I'm not saying that there's like, spaceships and lizard people fucking flying around the galaxy having an intergalactic fucking war. And that we're just sort of like a planet off on the side that might get mined by an alien race that just needs to fuel their own fucking, collection of planets and, Mongol, or not Mongol, but fucking, what's his name? Genghis Khan style reign across the universe. I'm just saying, like, that I don't think is happening. I mean, I hope it's not fucking happening. Because that would be crazy as shit to wake up one day with a lizard dude point a ray gun at your face and a beam of light while you get sucked up to a spaceship. No, thank you. I don't need that. I don't know if anybody needs that. But I'm saying, like, there could be other life. Like, there could be other forms of, you know, obviously. Okay, not obviously. I realized what I said there, and that's why I paused. But I think that, you know, you could at least have lizards with a different chemical or biological makeup than what we understand, because I'm sure there's different ways, different elements can be put together to create life. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I feel like it's a possibility, okay? So if you think that way, then there has to be another way to put life together. So there has to be other life. There can't just be you. Why would there just be you? That doesn't make sense. There's a ton of different galaxies that we don't know about, you know, or that we like constantly realize that there's more and more and more. The universe is obviously ever expanding. Time is fucking clearly expanding quickly. You know, all kinds of shit's going on that we don't understand. But we don't think that there's other life. I feel like that's pretty crazy. I know I said that before, but you know, all of that, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe it's not people. Maybe it's not like a gray alien or like a lizard person or some like crazy reptile thing or some shit like that. But like, maybe there's an iguana on another planet that is not an iguana. Okay? Is like some other kind of lizard and it lives on whatever fucking planet you want to say. Or maybe the life is not the life that we understand. Like, maybe it's not a physical form. Maybe it's not like a me or a you. Maybe it's not touchable or tangible, but it's there. Ha! That's what I'm saying. Like, if there are other dimensions and there are other realities and there are other, you know, potential layers to this existence, right? Then there could be infinite amounts of types of life, maybe? I don't know. It's just a theory. It's just a wake and bake theory. Speaking of which, I'm going to do another hit from the bong. So if you're smoking, smoke along. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's enjoyable. So this is me packing the bowl. This is me lighting the bowl. This is me smoking the bowl. I'm just saying, I think that, like, we can't just assume that we're alone in the universe. Now, as far as, like, aliens making contact, I don't know. I don't know about that, man. I'm kind of in between. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories talking about pyramids being landing points for spaceships and shit. Seems a little far-fetched to me. But I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never not seen it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one to discount an idea just because it sounds ridiculous. Because let's be honest. There's shit that is ridiculous that is happening now. That, like, have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy? You know how fucking close we were to that shit? And I don't have like a leaning to one political party or the other. I'm just saying, based on watching the unfolding of the situation from as a third party, uneducated view of politics, I saw a lot of relevance between what was happening in the political landscape and Idiocracy. And if you haven't seen that movie, you should fucking check it out. It's hilarious, and man, it was so close to being on point. We were gonna have our lawns watered by fucking Gatorade. Anyway. Back to the alien shit. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't necessarily believe that, you know, all these aliens came down and are directing the way of life. Maybe the governments are working in cahoots with other races. You know, I could see that to a certain extent, maybe. I don't know. That still even seems a little far-fetched to me. But to also think that there's no communication if there is other life, like, intergalactically. However, we can't really communicate that well. But again, you have to decide, or not decide, but you have to assume that there are different levels of advancement between the different species, right? Intergalactically. Right? So you would have to think that like one one set could like reach out to whoever they wanted to. Another set couldn't. People like, we're primitive, let's say. So us being as primitive as we are, we can't reach out we're using Morse code and they're using fucking, FaceTime iPhones, right? So it's not working out so well. Maybe that's the case. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. It seems a little far-fetched that an alien race wants to come and like pilfer Earth. And I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. And that they use the pyramids as landing pads. I mean, the pyramids are cool as shit, and I would love to go there one day and check them out. However, to think that a spaceship landed and is either buried under or whatever the theories are, I don't know. That's a little out there, man. That's a little too out there for me. Even on a fucking Wikipedia, okay? But I don't see how you couldn't believe in the possibility of other life. With the vast expanse. On Earth, we have a population, an indigenous population that lives on an island that has never essentially seen technology. And they're protected so that they can maintain that way of life. So if we could do that, and like most of the world didn't know about this until recently, like a couple years ago when, those, what was it? The couple guys went over to try and, spread the word of the Lord or something, and they ended up getting like killed in the canoe. I don't remember the story, but yeah. And so these people found out about these people, and then like, they're protected, but like most people didn't know about it, and that's on Earth, okay? And that's with a group, like a population of people, a small population, but still. So what's to say that within the expanse of the universe, there can't be pockets of a bunch of different possibilities and opportunities? Because the makeup of what we know and what we understand is one thing. And it's realistically, it's a bubbled thing. It's in the bubble of where we live, the Earth, right? We don't yet have a good comparison or evolution of science with different, I don't know what I'm trying to say, with different elements. Like it's, okay, what am I trying to say here? We don't have the experience with the makeup of different planets and the knowledge of how they work and operate well enough or deep enough to be able to say that there's no other way to make up life. That's what I'm trying to say, I think. So I have to think that there is other life, and again, like you got to think that if there's the expanse of the universe, the depth of it, all that stuff, there has to be layers and levels to everything. So there is a high possibility for shit like like I said, other dimensions, alternate realities, things like that. Like if you ever read Slaughterhouse-5, that shit will change your fucking mind. And if you do it high, whoo boy, you got a different perspective completely. Oh, that's all I'm saying. Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse-5. Read that shit. That'll take you to a spot. I'm telling you, for real. All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you come back every Friday for another session show to Thoughts Off the Stem with me, Justin Barone. Hope you check out the merch store, teespring.com/stores/TOTS420. And check out the guys at I Sell Glass. There's a link in the description. And there's if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, there's a link in my link tree there as well. Yay! You can check them out. And if you use the code, all capitals, TOTS420 at checkout at I Sell Glass, you'll save a little bit of coin so you can put a little more fuel in the tools you use to smoke. Yeah, baby. So again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you have a good week. I hope you have a great bowl, a great session. I hope you have a good time. So until next time, roll your joints, smoke your bowls, do your dabs, and keep your lids low, baby.